Hi, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic Friday here at RMS Fitness. This is another installment of our podcast, Everyone Needs a Spotter. I am your host, Steve Heitzer, joined with most, but not all, of our faithful members of the team here. Today, I have two out of my three usual companions. I'm here today with Emily Vinos, Little Wipey, as y'all know her. She's here. What's going on, Em?
Hey, dude. Good to be here.
Yeah, busy week?
Yeah, busy week, and it's nice to, like I say every Friday, 3 o'clock Friday, my favorite time of the week.
If y'all can't see Emily right now, she's got her little cheese and crackers. She's over there ready. She's relaxed.
It's a Finer Things Club.
Ready to enjoy the podcast here today. So we're glad she's with us. And Robert, as always, fearless leader. How's it going?
Steve, it just hasn't been the same. It's been 2 weeks since we got together.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back. Of course, we miss Steven.
We miss you, Steven.
Yeah, tongue in cheek.
Yeah, they miss you, Steven.
Yeah, so maybe I'll be able to say something this week. He does a lot of talking when we're here.
He does. But you know what? That's what it's all about here on the pod. We like to talk, we like to chat, and that's kind of the name of the game. So, I know we always like to start with the weekend review. My week has been pretty good. I've been out on the road a little bit more than usual these last couple of days. The summer is usually a busy time with like proposals and getting things together for people, but I've been trying to get out now and go and meet some new people and things, and I've been working on some new partnerships. RMS Fitness, obviously, is what we do, right? We're specialists in fitness centers, fitness amenities. But as we get more involved with new construction and new development and talking to people about these Class A properties and assets that they're building, we're also realizing there's a need for more of the wellness side of that business too. So working on some new partnerships for some wellness products, some recovery products, massage tools and things to help people in the gym after their workout. So that's really exciting. So we're hopefully to be able to announce some actual names and brands soon. If you're listening, hurry up and
Stay tuned.
finalize our agreements so we can do that. But otherwise, we look forward to sharing that with everybody soon. Robert, how's it been in your neck of the woods?
Well, work aside, Steve, because I just want to pause for a moment for work. It's been a rough week, but no need to put our friends here on the podcast through that. But that's just the daily ups and downs of business. But
You don't want to tell them all your problems?
not over the internet.
That's a different podcast.
Yes.
Everybody needs a therapist. No.
So
That starts at 4 o'clock.
I thought it would be interesting just to share an article that was brought to my attention by Emily, having a family of 4, looking forward to the fall season, but the fall season means cool weather, right?
Yep.
So cool weather for me, I'm a movie watcher if anyone cares. I love movies.
Me too.
But the downside of movies is that you don't move around a lot.
Right.
So
Kind of an interesting name, isn't it? It should be called a not movie.
Yeah.
right.
Not
So
moving.
I'm hoping to not slide completely into winter too fast. So Emily was kind enough to share an article about keep things moving. So I thought I would share a few things about that article.
Please.
Basically, I think the article, giving credit, their theme was move more and sit less was kind of the thing behind it. So hopefully here at RMS Fitness takes me and Emily back a few years when we try to get our friends and those who worked here to move around a little more. But if I took a few things from the article, one was have a goal of how much you want to move around. Like this particular article talked about 150 minutes each week to move around. Emily, you're the mathematician. 150 minutes.
I don't know.
It's 2.5 hours
In a week?
in a week.
That's pretty
That's
attainable.
is that supposed to be a good number? Because there's room for improvement here.
Remember, 150 minutes divided by 7 is a little over 20 minutes a day.
That's very doable.
Highly attainable.
Right. So we can do that, right? But looking beyond just that, sometimes goal setting can be tough on some, but about scheduling in time, right? If we have something important to us, we schedule the time, doctor's appointment, getting the car repaired, we scheduled the time. Well, I was thinking as a family to set aside some time to do things with the family outside. Again, schedule it. Do something as simple as a walk was encouraged in the article. I thought was interesting, but always including the entire family. So here we work out in the morning as we all come into work, and then some of the other guys work out at night. But as a family, I'm hoping to do something every week, or at least throughout the week, to keep us all moving and do something. But last point on this, unless Emily has something to share, but point 17, so there was 26 points. I don't want to share them all with you, just a few that I enjoyed. But 17 was...
Why don't you just share the first 23? No, I'm just kidding.
Number 17 was stress. Listen up, Steve. Steve.
Me?
You listening, Steve?
Me? What? Yeah, I'm listening.
Stress is no excuse to skip your workout.
Oh.
Regular fitness activity can help you manage stress, sleep better, and have more energy.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. The article did.
Got to burn it to earn it.
Emily, I know you read the same article. Did you enjoy a certain point?
Well, what I enjoyed is, well, here's the thing. I enjoyed this because I started to take a serious approach on my own physical, my physique since the summer. And I don't know if anyone knows me that's listening knew that I was really into running and doing a lot of strength training about 5 years ago. And, you know, we get older, our circumstances change, our energy levels change, COVID hit, you name it. And then since COVID, I had gained weight that I was not proud of and held on to that weight for a while and just had a hard time losing it. So what I liked about this article was you don't have to do anything that is extreme in order to be fit and healthy. My approach over the summer was I'm doing 10,000 steps a day, and that's what I do. So I don't run, I don't do hits, I don't sprint, I don't do anything like that. I go on walks every single day. Maybe it's not one big walk, but a little walk here and there. And I have lost almost 15 pounds just from walking and doing that on a daily basis.
Man, Emily, you know what? I've been walking around here the past couple of days. I almost wanted to say something, but I was like, it's not the move. You don't. If someone's doing good, you don't say anything. But since you said it, I'm going to acknowledge, you know what? Like, I've seen the effort, man. You've been putting the work in.
Thank you.
Sometimes you go out and you work a whole day doing an install with the team, and then you come back and you jump on the treadmill to do your walk. And I'm thinking, man, she had to have walked enough already today. So respect.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. So I can attest. I can tell you from firsthand experience that just going outside at this beautiful time of the year, the fall weather, and taking a walk with your family before or after dinner, don't underestimate what that can do for you, and not just spending time with your family, that quality time, even if it's 10 minutes, but that really does help help you have a healthy lifestyle. So
say that one 5 times fast. Help you have a healthy lifestyle. No, Emily, Robert, thank you all. That's kind of like a throwback, kind of an homage to our original take at Everyone Needs a Spider, right? We used to look up fitness and health related articles and share them and kind of try to take an every man's approach to fitness, every man, every woman, every person's approach to fitness, because there's obviously there's not a lack of serious, intense fitness content for people, but sometimes it can be a little unapproachable.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do like we used to do in the past, and we'll share a link to this article in the bio of this podcast episode.
Perfect.
So if you want to check out some other recommendations for how you and your family can stay active and fit during the cooler weather months, we'll try to make that resource available to you. And we certainly want to credit, whoever it is that constructed these articles. So We'll put that in the comments for you there and share that with you. And really, it's a good moment to mention, because you all are both speaking about efforts to improve on your personal, health and fitness with you and your families. Not for nothing. It's stressful, turbulent times in the world, right? Everybody felt like once COVID was over, things were going to be just like back to normal. But we're all aware of the lingering effects that time and the circumstances of today's age have on folks. And I appreciate the gentle reminder, Robert, to take my own fitness seriously, because I am the kind of person who will allow the stress of everyday life to cause me to just curl up in a ball under the podcast table here. So we appreciate those reminders. And really, kind of to that effect, just in an effort to take the last few minutes of our episode today to just do what it is that we really want to do here, which is help our listeners and hopefully our clients to know just a little bit more about their fitness amenities and maybe even their partner, RMS, and how we approach things. So, I thought that one thing it would be nice to talk to our potential listeners here about would be, our showroom that we put together here in Middle River, Maryland. Now, look, I know it would be probably more convenient for a lot of our customers if we had dropped this thing down in like Rockville or Silver Spring or somewhere down there just because of, convenience. But, the drive up to Middle River is not a bad one. You gotta go through the tunnel, but, we're not in the city. We're not hard to get to as far as getting in and out. We're one turn off of the highway.
Yep.
So anyone that wants to come up 695, 95 and see us, we would love to show you around our space here. Now, Robert, you have had several iterations of different buildings and offices over the years. This is certainly our newest and largest RMS headquarters that we've ever had.
True.
So when you first looked into the space and wanted to kind of go about, including a commercial showroom, what were some of the reasons that, you wanted to approach that? And then maybe why did you do it differently than what maybe a typical store might look like?
Well, if you recall, when we were at the previous location in Kingsville, we had moved in the pandemic, right?
We moved right in the
Right in
middle
the
of
pandemic.
yeah.
Okay, just getting my date straight here. So at that point, everything commercially speaking was shut down. So residentially, we were starting to see a lot more interest. Now, even then, we knew that it wasn't going to last. So in all honesty, we set up a nice showroom, residentially speaking, for our clients to come in. Some of those products were kind of like a crossbreed, so we could show a potential commercial client what a treadmill would look like. And then, of course, the residential customer had the benefit of seeing each and every item that we had to a fairly good degree. You can't put everything on display. Now, granted, there are some locations.
But pause real quick, because most important to that point of why we represented a lot of products is because a residential customer, it's one person, most likely, they're going to be very concerned with how that unit feels to them. So hence the reason why we put more products and varieties on the floor there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Again, just like buying a car, generally speaking, a person will try more than one vehicle to arrive at their final decision. So I was able to experience that. But then as we managed our time through the pandemic and then out as we're making our way away from the pandemic, I hate to say out considering how much COVID still affects the world around us. But as we're making our way past that, I determined that we would come into this building and cater more to our commercial clients, our property managers. Generally speaking, most property managers are taking our word for it, right? Mm-hmm. We send them a proposal, spec sheet, just so they can make an informed buyer decision, whether they're talking to ownership, a board of trustees, or whatever the case may be. Whoever the decision maker is, generally who we're forwarding the information to, we're doing our best to give them as much information as possible to make an educated decision. But they can't try the equipment, right?
Yep.
And not calling out my competitors, but for the most part, most competitors do not have a showroom. Not unless you go to the corporate office of the manufacturer, right? We had the pleasure of going to True Fitness, and that's a top-notch location, right? You go in, 2 floors of equipment.
Virtually every
piece they have, right? Top to bottom, well laid out. And that's kind of what I saw. It kind of enhanced my vision for the showroom here, is that I want a client to come in, and no disrespect to those in the retail environment, but even from the big box store where they bunch all the equipment into a corner, right? Or you get a specialty store, who gets every piece of equipment known to their vendors or partners They try to get it into a small location. When a potential buyer comes in, their experience is there's equipment all over top of each other.
Yeah.
And it's just not, to me, it's not a good experience.
Yeah.
Not for what we're trying to do. So maybe you've seen
I mean,
pictures.
I hate to say it, but it kind of gives you that, like, you're walking down the flea market,
Right.
you know, kind of approach, you know?
So even when our partners from True came in and other vendor partners have come into the location, first thing they asked me is, you know, what made you decide to lay it out this way? Well, I said, I took the space and I said, this is how I envision this space to be utilized, showing a little bit of each of our partners. This is what you could do with your space. If you gave me this space, this is what we could do for this space. It's well spaced. Person won't feel on top of each other,
Yeah.
right? And they can come here and actually see the equipment.
Yeah.
So I thought that was important because even from a consumer or residential standpoint, we have a little small section.
Yeah.
But I did not buy into, I need every model in here. One of our partners, True Fitness, sells a treadmill, and the only clear difference is just small add-ons. So I said, I'm going to put the one machine on here that has everything on it. If you don't want the orthopedic belt, you can order it without the orthopedic belt.
Sell down, yeah.
If you don't want a touch screen, you can step down. But the frame, the feel, it's all going to be the same. And for the most part, that's our formula for what works. But, you know, that's why we laid it out. But let's talk about a few pieces of equipment, right? Everyone seems to be navigating, at least lately, right? We mentioned, I think, on the last podcast, the Palisade Climber.
Yeah.
Do you like the Palisade Climber?
Oh, I love it.
Why?
Because it just adds a different cardio piece that it really does. It really makes you cry a little
It
bit.
exposes you
It
badly.
really does expose you. I mean, exposes me, and I think that I'm a little intimidated by it, but I really do enjoy having that option other than I'm not going to get on a bike. I don't know why. Bikes are not for me. I don't think my body was built to be on a bike.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To that point, I feel the same way on treadmills, actually. Like, and this is just, I know as a fitness sales guy, this might be a weird thing
Yeah.
to say. I've never really felt comfortable running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I need to look at my feet and make sure that I'm not getting too
A
close to
lot
the
of
edges.
people are intimidated by treadmills.
It's always been a thing for me. Like, if I'm in the gym, I'm going to get on the elliptical, and I really do like the stair mill. Like, if I'm going to do cardio, I'd rather do 20 minutes on a stair mill and just, like, destroy myself
Yeah.
than try to run on a treadmill, because it's almost just, the treadmill becomes more stressful for me than it does cardio, it seems like. I'm just worried about too close, too far back. Am I going to fall? What's going to happen? You know, I don't know. That's just me.
It definitely pushes you. So I do like that different aspect of, you know, a lot of people do go towards the treadmill first and then maybe the elliptical and then the bike. But this is like, oh, here's a different kind of workout that's going to make you sweat, my forearms sweat. I'm not even moving them for whatever reason, but something about that makes my entire arm sweat.
Did you know that the quad bone's connected to the
the-
radius bone?
I
No, I'm just
didn't.
kidding.
So anyway, but we've also been on installs where the property manager comes in and they're just wowed by that added feature of the fitness center, and they're just so excited. So a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Right, but the point is that if you come into the showroom, you'll see a traditional treadmill
Yep.
that is well built, and then you have the incline trainer, which, you know, there's loads to talk about the benefits of the the benefits of what the incline trainer can bring to the table.
But the main one would be what?
That it goes to 20.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't
It's 30 degrees, right?
Yeah, I was going to say 20. Yeah, you're right.
So most traditional cardio commercial treadmills take you to 15-degree incline.
That's right.
Maybe at most. Some, I think there might be a few that do like 17.5.
right.
But for
15 is generally the pace.
that's the
yeah.
standard. But the incline trainer is going to take you to 30, which
Try
is
running on that for 30 seconds.
yeah, it's like running up the front of your house. It's hard. It's not easy to do.
Right. But again, going back to what we said at the beginning of this conversation is we send the spec sheet. The customer doesn't quite understand what that means. Now, if you say that to a person in the club, they know what an incline trainer is. But a property manager may not necessarily know the benefits of having an incline trainer, what that would mean to their facility, how people would view that treadmill purchase. So again, same thing could be said of the Palisade climber. Excellent add-on, but we have a rower, we have the elliptical, and we have bikes to try
The
here.
fan bike, the hip bike, yeah.
So a lot of equipment in the room to try to envision in their fitness facility, which is half the battle, right? You look at a picture and you say, I don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
Well, stop in. We'll show you how it works.
Yeah. And so in my experience with the showroom thus far, right? So you have very, very large developers that, I don't want to drop names. You guys know who you are, and you buy the same things from, the same people over and over and over again, right? Now, that could be a relationship situation. That could be a situation where that's just, muscle memory. It's what you do. Now, RMS Fitness, I've had the pleasure recently of dealing with lots of smaller developers, the ones that maybe aren't as, they're not doing 10, 12 properties across the country a year maybe, right? They're doing maybe just one small project here locally. Well, those customers are very concerned about everything about their projects. This is their baby, right? So we've had 2 or 3 different owners of development companies come in here in the last few weeks to look at these spaces that we've created for them to come in and tour. So they come in, and yeah, they can't come into Robert's point and see every single piece of equipment that we may have recommended for their space. But what they can see is almost always at least one representation of a piece from a product line that we quoted. And that was the goal of how we approach the space, right? Within the Fuse line that True offers, there's 15 strength pieces, right? Within the Force line, there's 8 strength pieces. Like, we could go on, and you'd have to have a massive, state fairground size space to show everything that we could offer a client.
That's right.
But like with True, for instance, Emily, how did we approach the console situation with the True Cardio?
Well, I feel like...
You know the answer. Be confident.
Well, I feel like with the incline trainer that we have on the floor, you guys did the nice touch screen.
Yeah, the Envision 16.
The Envision, there you go. And then the...
Got your back, girl, don't worry.
Thank you. And then the other treadmill, we have a more standard, not as expensive console.
Yeah, the Emerge LED.
Thank you. And then the elliptical is different, I feel like, right?
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've been
It's
on
the
the
Envision
elliptical.
9. It's the
go.
simple touch screen. So Emily, guys, just so you know, Emily, she's a huge part of what we do here at RMS, but she doesn't sell equipment every day. So don't mind her.
But
not
I do
knowing.
get on this stuff every day. So I can tell you, they outfitted our showroom, not just a great example of how we can outfit any fitness center, but they made an excellent place for us employees to work out on. So.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you guys for the way you designed it.
Thank you, Robert. Golf clap. No, but Emily, thank you for that. So basically what we tried to show you was that, there's a variety of cardio options. There's a variety of console options. You can see basically something from every tier of cardio, and you can see every tier of console. So between the combination of the equipment we have, we've showed people basically what they can build.
Right.
But look, we're here to help you, right? So it's really what your space needs, what your vision is. We keep harping on this idea, your vision plus our expertise. Yeah, right.
Hey.
We're trying to mention that because that's really the key, right? Like, we know what you want to envision for the property matters. And like, if you're an owner operator, it's important. But like, we can kind of combine what you see with what we know, bring you in here to our showroom and show you things. So True, I'm sorry, Robert.
No, it's just, I really want to add in the fact that it really is satisfying because you've had clients come in and reasonably speaking, not everyone knows who we are.
Nope.
The partners that we have aren't huge names in the homes of people. They have quality equipment, but it takes a moment for people to understand who we are and the products that we have. So to have someone come in that's not necessarily convinced who we are, well, wow, what a great sense of satisfaction when they come in meet us, go through the room, see the room, touch everything, and say, it's good quality stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, right?
That's the key, right? Like if you can come in and you can pull the adjustment on the functional trainer and you can see how the pulleys feel and you can pull the bar on the lat pull down from the force line and feel how that feels, you know, you get an idea at least of what you're achieving. And we really did try to approach building the space like as if it were almost a sample amenity space for, you know, and obviously we packed a little more equipment in than we
Not
might
perfect,
do, you
but
know.
definitely gives you an idea of what you can do.
Yeah.
Because even here, you know, obviously there's no pictures on this podcast, but there's a turf field. So what can we do with some of the torque equipment?
Yep.
You know, you got the
The tank?
yeah, the tank.
We have our
Almost said sled.
Well, it is a slank. A slank. It's a slank. That tank's a slank, and that's what I think. And you can take that to the bank.
Total professionals here. But yeah, the tank gives you an idea on the turf because we've had some requests for turf.
Yeah.
And whether we do it or we recommend someone or even the developer will find someone to put the turf in, well, this is what you can add to bring more to the turf in its use of that space. And then again, every torque, right? I mean, we could go on for hours.
Well, yeah, I do want
right?
to talk about that for a minute. So, like with Torque, for instance, like could we ever, Emily, could we like represent Torque Fitness fully here on our showroom?
No, I mean, there's just, first of all, what I do know is there's endless possibilities with anything torque related. They custom design to any fitness center and what they provide. And that's what's really cool about them is because you get someone from Torque. We have
Shout out to Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Hey,
Jimmy. And my man Lucas Lee. Don't forget Lucas.
There you go. And
What's up, buddy?
So I know that you guys will like send like the room dimensions or show the space that you're trying to, and they work with you to design something for them.
How to maximize the space that
it's
they have.
awesome.
Right?
Yeah. So to pause for a second, Emily, that's a good point because I will say I want A, B, and C. And those guys are the professionals.
Yeah.
So they'll say, for whatever reason, they're very nice to me. And they'll say, looks good, Robert. However.
Yeah.
And then they give me their input.
Yeah.
And it's spot on. But when you come into our room, it's basically what I ask them, hey, this is what I want the room to look like. These are my needs. They fit it to that.
Yeah.
The same thing, we'll do the same thing for our clients. This is what we're trying to achieve. What can you do for us? And those guys are spot on. They bring it, they give us a render, we send it over. So it's pretty special to see you take a small space like that against the wall in most cases, you put those rigs together and they just make the room pop.
I mean, do you guys
Absolutely.
remember we were on a conference call not that long ago with Jimmy, and you know, some fitness centers have weird, you know, they come in different sizes, and some can be really small and awkward and have like a big pillar in the middle of the room. Well, he was showing us, remember, how they use that pillar and to put their stuff on it, and so that what was useless space was now being usable space with their equipment.
I saw one just yesterday where they took a Torque. It's something that I normally would have attached to a wall rig, but they bolted it directly to a concrete pillar. They just bolted the endless rope. Shameless plug. We do have the endless rope product here in our showroom if you want to come endlessly pull the rope. And but basically it's a way to take something that's just a structural component of your building and turn it into a part of your gym, which is super cool, right? So that's our relationships that we've built with our partners that allow us to kind of tap into that higher level of planning for these spaces. So I think it's really cool. Torque, just so you know, we talked about, so to recap briefly, right? True is our A-line partner for any traditional cardio, HIIT cardio, and things along those lines, right? And strength training, you know, selectorized machines and half racks and Smiths, right? Then beyond that, we talk about Torque Fitness, right? So we just mentioned them. Torque is our partner for all things functional fitness. Now, functional fitness is kind of a broad term, right?
Oh, very broad.
But essentially what I want people to think of when they think of functional fitness is suspension training, your accessories like kettlebells, medicine balls, slam balls. We can create ball targets with the Torque system. We can create wall ball padding where you can, rather than having bang, bang, you can have a padded surface to have the ball thrown against. That's where we can create your just user-defined movement, things that are really popular right now in the fitness world.
But they can also add in things like a functional trainer.
Yes.
They can add in a lat row,
Yep.
low row. So they have the ability to bring these things, mix them in that storage areas, you could say. But the way they do it in the space they use, phenomenal. Good product.
Yep.
And then I guess, then we can move on to the True and Octane pieces, right? And what they bring.
We talked about
to the
True a little
table.
bit, but Octane. So Octane brings another a sister company to True, and they bring another wrinkle to the equation or whatever you may want to call it. So Robert, like what's Octane's kind of game for us right now? What do we look to for them? And they've actually got a couple other products and thoughts coming to mind as well. And as I see, Robert might be leaving the room. But basically, right, Octane, they're a sister company to True. True purchased them a few years back, and they offer like the HIT and the Integral products, right, that we currently offer. And they've got the traditional rower. They've got the HIT bike.
Right,
Both
the
of them are
ADX, yep.
the
row,
ADX.
yep.
And they've got a couple. They've got a very high quality indoor spin cycle, and they've got a really cool product in development that I can't talk about
Nope,
yet.
don't
but
say a
it'll fill
word.
in a big blank.
Don't say a word.
For our current offerings, and we're looking forward to that too. So, so that's right. So we talked about True.
Abs company comes in, right?
Yeah.
You need to add in your abdominals. I know Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Don't forget Sylvia.
that's
Sylvia's
right,
our new.
Sylvia's
She's our new
rep.
person.
So, but thinking of that and how those products add and complete the room.
Yep.
We have the coaster here in the tire flip. Big fan of the tire flip, personally.
Yeah.
If my back's not hurting, the tire flip
It adds like a lot of
Yeah.
personality to a space. It's
and
it's
that's
one
here.
thing.
That's here at the showroom.
Yeah.
You come in, you flip the tire, you get 10%. I'm just kidding, but you flip the tire.
You heard it here, folks. Every time you flip the tire, you get an additional 10% off per Robert Decker.
If only it was that easy. But yeah, you come in, and I'm thinking about a recent install. We put that in there, and it's like, what would it be without that? Right, that added piece, that piece that just gave it a little more extra. And I thought that, again, it's got wheels on it. It can roll around the room. So if for whatever reason, who's ever in the room wants to move it, go ahead and move it. Move it out of the way, do some more floor work. But the products are definitely here. Get a variation of those things. We even have some representation from Tag Fitness,
Dumbbells, plates.
York
like that.
Barbell
Yep.
as well. More dumbbells and racks.
Emily, what do we do with Echelon Fitness? What's their game?
Well, their game is, Peloton was the big thing.
She said
I did. I did.
Dun.
And everyone wanted one, and everyone was putting them in their gyms, even though they weren't commercially rated. And so they were putting them in their gyms and all this stuff. But they love that big screen and being immersed in that. So Echelon is who we sell for when customers want something like a Peloton. But they also do
Fully commercial rated products, by the way.
Yes, fully commercial. That is a big
And
deal.
warranted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so then they also do, they had the Reflect, which is like the mirror kind of a thing, and really cool.
Got a rower.
Yep. And they do have a rower. I
Yeah.
forgot. Thank you for that.
They actually have a treadmill too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do have it.
We'll be installing them at a property coming to Chevy Chase, Maryland, sometime in December this year. So
Very
looking forward to
cool.
it.
So yeah,
What's up, Rob?
Echelon's been a lot of fun to work with, and their products are really, really great. So
Yeah, and you know what? And they've got new things coming to market. They've got ellipticals. They've got a stair climber coming. All of that is
wow.
content driven. So basically, what you could experience with Echelon is that connected fitness, is what the term is,
Yep.
right? You come in, you can access thousands, and I mean thousands, of live and on-demand classes that can help supplement your space and make it more appealing when you're on a tour, right? So if you're coming through a space, right, like, and we really truly believe we have been selective about our partners. We haven't just gone in with every product that's come to us since we've started selling. You know, we've
Very
gotten
true.
we've
Very
gotten to the
true.
point where we've kind of narrowed down. We call them the big three, right? That's Torque, that's Echelon, that's True. That's the three that we kind of primarily fill our rooms out. But that doesn't mean that our other partners aren't important at all. You know, I mean, we put dumbbells in every room, right? So Tag Fitness, thank you so much. We put plates in most of our gyms that we install. So Tag Fitness, thank you very much. We love you. And even beyond that, we have partners like Prism who offer maybe less robust but more cost-effective, functional fitness options where you can maybe check some of the same boxes as some of our other partners, maybe a slightly lower cost, things like that. And then,
But I do have to add on with Prism. I
Yeah.
think what I've found is even when I visited a recent property, the stability balls, the medicine balls, the resistance bands, for whatever reason, in some of these facilities, they are dispersed throughout the room.
all over.
Yeah, so Prism has done a very nice job of bringing them together. They also have functional pieces, bolt-on, center of the room type environment. So they are coming along, and we've certainly enjoyed working with them.
Absolutely.
And again, same thing with Torque. We say, hey, this is what we're up against. What do you suggest?
Yep.
They come back with the materials. I do want to give a shout out to a partner that has come on recently and really, really started, I guess, expanding. Let me use that word, expanding our ability to help our clients, and that's Bodycraft.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Thank you.
Bodycraft, their quality of their treadmill. I know they just released a new treadmill. We're going to follow up with that, show you what you can expect in that full commercial treadmill. Their functional trainer's been spot on for years. On a consumer level, that's been my go-to. But then it has a commercial warranty. So in some of my smaller spaces, feel like we have an install coming up in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, and Maya visited
Yes.
recently.
Yep.
Well, at least within the last month
Hi,
or so.
Maya.
Yeah, and went in, and the ceiling height is low. The HFT is a little on the more condensed level, and that product comes with all the accessories, videos. So it's very easy to use. They give a lot of information, which is what we're trying to do, pass the information on. Bodycraft does a nice job in that. I really liken them since we visited them in the wonderful state of Columbus, Ohio, that they're very similar to us. Rob, hey Rob,
What's up, Rob?
brought us out, showed us the lay of the land, good product, good support, kind of a really one-on-one. I enjoyed that a lot. But I do think that Bodycraft, you're going to hear more from us. Emily recently posted about them and what they can do because they have their tablet, they're interactive. And what is it that we've been kind of like, clients have been asking, I don't want a subscription. Well, then,
Yeah, the Connect 22.
right, the Bodycraft is there for them. So just another partner I thought we should mention.
Yeah, thank you for that. And we could go on and on, right? Like we have other partners as well. And we don't want to leave anybody out. We don't want to make anyone feel like they're not important. Every single person that we deal with, we appreciate you so much. And we are selective about our partners for various reasons. And we don't, I want to emphasize here at RMS Fitness, we would never sell you a product that we felt like we could not stand behind and wouldn't be willing to go to bat for. So anything you see here in our showroom is something that we can service, something that we can help you from a warranty standpoint, something that we can help you with knowing how to use properly in your space. And I know we're coming up against time. So FitBench is the last partner I want to mention. They've been very good to us. And what I like about FitBench is we like to combine one of their products with a product from Echelon and create what we call a virtual personal trainer. I think it's pretty cool. You can access, again, thousands of live and on-demand classes across tons of modalities like kettlebells, strength training, HIIT, Pilates, stretching, yoga, whatever it might be. And then we plug that FitBench in there to supplement the accessories and items you need to create the workout. And it takes those like auxiliary spaces and yoga spaces and really brings them to life and makes them something so that you can bring somebody through on a tour and show them not just like a bunch of equipment, but like true value in terms of what you can offer them, training, classes, education. Not to harp on that, but the Echelon Reflect has, for instance, you go into kettlebell and it teaches you how to do just the hinge movement. And then there's a class on just the swing movement. And then there's a class on combining the two. So it can really take you from point A to all the way to point Z in terms of your kettlebell workout. So Fitbench, Echelon, Torque, Abs Company, True, Prism, Cascade, anybody else I'm missing, Bodycraft. We appreciate Beaver Fit for our outdoor fitness. We don't have a ton of partners, but we have great partners, and we appreciate you all so much. And we hope that after hearing our little story, you'll come to our showroom. Even if you're just in the area, if you're coming to Baltimore for a football game or a baseball game and you want to stop by, shoot us an email, shoot us a call. We'll happily bring you through the space because we show you our showroom. You get to see our offices. You get to meet Lil Wipey. You get to meet B. Decky. You get to meet me, as boring as that is. Steven may be here enthusiastically or not. And you can even see our shipping and receiving department, right, where we have our service team that receives equipment in, assembles it, tests it, QCs it before it ever comes to you. And you can basically get a full representation of what RMS Fitness hopes to be for our partners, which is full service, all no holds barred partner for all things fitness and wellness. Yep. So again, I can't tell you much more about the showroom that you can't experience better by coming in and seeing us. So feel free to reach out to us anytime at info@rmsfitness.com, or if there's a subject you would like to hear us discuss on the podcast about your amenity, email us at podcast@rmsfitness.com. Robert, Emily, any other closing thoughts, comments, arguments, opinions, beliefs that you'd like to share?
No, I just, again, if we put it in our gym and we enjoy working out on it, then you got to believe that it's good stuff to put in your fitness center.
Yep. There's nobody more picky than Emily and Robert.
That's right.
And one final, I guess, shout out anyone who hears this podcast. If you enjoyed the fact that you and your family are going to move more and sit less, let me know. Steve already mentioned info@rmsfitness.com. Like to know how much this information is reaching out to you folks.
Yeah, and absolutely. We appreciate anyone that listens. We know it takes a long time to build up an audience for a podcast. And for those that have joined in and listened early, we appreciate you so much. Friends, family, colleagues, and clients alike. It really means a lot. And this is, we enjoy this, right? It helps us get to know our clients. It helps us to unload at the end of a week about the things that we've encountered and the things that we've learned. And truly, I think that this podcast experience has helped us all become better, better on behalf of our clients too. Sure. We're sharing experiences and things. Yeah. So truly, if there's anything you want to hear, reach out. We would love to discuss a subject that you think is important to you. And anyone that's listening is welcome to do so. So I am Steve Heitzer, joined as always by Emily Vinos, Robert Decker, and we're here from RMS Fitness. We appreciate you all so much. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
See ya.
We'll talk to you next time.